What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to King's Court. I'm your host, Eddie. And I know it's been a while since I've been back, but hear me out. Got things to do. I got another job. Well, I started my job again. And, it's taking up a lot of my time. And then I'm also still doing summer school, so I could graduate by May of next year. So I just want to say a few things before. I just want to make that clear before we get started. But let's jump into it, shall we? Clippers off season. I'm already over the series, the Western Conference Finals. I'm already over that. Took a while, but it's so much harder when you're there at Staples Center watching the game. I was there for Game 6. Woo! It was very stressful, disappointing, but here we are in the off season as Clipper fans. So I just want to make one thing clear. The Clippers are not going to get rid of Paul George. He did too much for this team. The Clippers traded way too much to get him. I highly doubt they're going to try to get rid of him, especially since a leverage of getting Reggie Jackson back is Paul George. If you deal Paul George, what makes you think Reggie Jackson's going to want to stay? That's his best friend, after all. I mean, we kept hearing it throughout the series last against the Suns. So why not try to lure Reggie Jackson back with Paul George? Yeah, they could blindside him and just, have Paul George traded after, but who knows if Reggie Jackson's flame will still be there if you trade one of his best friends. After all, Paul George is the main reason why Reggie Jackson decided to play basketball for an extra year. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to get a contract and he's definitely going to want to play more now that he had a breakout season, especially in the playoffs. Oh, I can't imagine what good he's gonna do for the Clippers, but of course we gotta wait until the season starts. So I just want to make that one thing clear: Clippers will get Reggie Jackson back, and I think Nick Batum too. With, of course, the exception of getting rid of DeMarcus and Rondo, two of which guys that the Clippers probably thought that would do a lot for the Clippers, and they crashed so hard. At least DeMarcus had his little flashes. Rondo did absolutely nothing but make one or two late 3-point shots in, I believe it was game 3 and 4 probably. I cannot remember, but I do not. There's no doubt in my mind that the Clippers are not going to try to get those guys back. Lou Williams would have been amazing to have, of course, coming off the bench and making buckets over Rondo, who was supposed to be a playmaker. I'll be honest. I'll be real. I thought Rondo was going to do a few things for the Clippers, especially after his first week with the Clippers. The Clippers' offense looked way more, way better. The guys moved a lot better. Rondo found the cuts. For some reason, he just didn't find it in the playoffs against no team. That is why Tyronn Lue kept going away from him late in every series. Damn shame he had to play him so much in the early stages. Otherwise, who knows, maybe the Clippers would have had some rest in between series. But it's not fair that these Clippers had 1 day rest in between every game. It's crazy how Paul George has, I think as of Friday, still led every remaining player in minutes played in the playoffs. And he was already out from there about 10 days. Ridiculous, man. If not 10 days, maybe a week, but you get the point. So let's kill the noise about Lillard. There's no way he's coming to the Clippers unless he takes a huge cut. Unless the Blazers sign and trade, but they don't give up much. They don't get much. Because, Terrence Mann, he's a good trading asset right now. Zubats, I suppose. But I think what you want to do with this team is you want to bring a lot of these guys back, especially since there was almost no flaw in their game. They just couldn't hit buckets. But that's where Kawhi would have been helpful. That's where Serge Ibaka would have been helpful. And Serge Ibaka, I almost forgot to talk about him. He definitely could have helped the Clippers in every series he played against, taking advantage of Boban, maybe Porzingis, Rudy Gobert definitely. he would have been doing what Terrence Mann did in one game for 4 games. And of course, he would have given Ayton some trouble in the Western Conference Finals. Serge Ibaka, I have a feeling the Clippers are going to try to get him back, but I'm not 100% sold that he will come back. Only because that back spasm really derailed the Clippers. He was going to be a big asset to the team, and for him to just not show up in the playoffs because of his injury, I'm not sure the Clippers are going to want to do that again. So I wouldn't be surprised if they move on, but I kind of bet they will try to make a move or two just to keep it. But of course, I'd rather have Reggie Jackson and Nick Batum on the team back before I get Serge Ibaka. Given that the roster is still intact, of course. Now let's move on to Bucks Suns. I didn't want to see those two teams play. I'll be 100% real with everyone. I've barely watched any minute of every finals game. I just didn't want to watch it, Obviously, I'm bitter that the Clippers aren't there, but also that's not a matchup I wanted to watch. There's no narrative to me. Narrative matters a lot in games. It's kind of what drags people into the game. So it's no knock on either team. They're both good. That's why they're still in the playoffs. But it is what it is. There's no surprise that a lot of people are disappointed, but still a lot of people are still watching the NBA Finals. Apparently, the ratings went up from last year, the bubble season, and that's fine. But let's just carry on, shall we? I think that's all I got for now, as a matter of fact. That's all I got. I have nothing new to add. There's nothing crazy to say about any teams right now. Of course, there's been some trade rumors and some trades in some forums. But I'm going to leave that for now. I think we're okay with where we are. Let's just take it one day at a time. I still got all week. Let's see if I upload. I'll try to upload as much as possible, but things happen. All right. That's all I got to say for tonight. For now. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.